Dude, my solution to this could have saved so much heartache. Just like giving Trump 24/7 access to like a TV show. Anyway, let's get to the judge blocking DOGE from accessing personal data at the Treasury. There's a new court block.
Overnight, a federal judge blocking Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency from accessing sensitive Treasury Department records, including the personal data of millions of Americans. The judge issuing a preliminary injunction after 19 states sued President Trump and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, saying they violated federal law by giving Musk's team access to the data.
Elon is doing a great job. He's finding tremendous fraud and corruption and waste.
And in another legal blow, a federal judge Friday pausing the administration's plan that would have put thousands of USAID workers on administrative leave last night, leaving as few as 611 essential employees. The White House accusing the agency of wasteful spending. It came just hours after the agency's name was scraped from its headquarters.
When you look at USAID, that's a fraud. The whole thing is a fraud.
Unions representing the workers sued to block the leave order, saying President Trump doesn't have the authority to stop the agency's work.
Assistance doesn't move from a warehouse into the mouths of hungry people by magic. It moves because brave men and women put themselves in really difficult circumstances in order to move that food.
During a Friday news conference, Trump also answered questions about the list of all FBI agents involved in the January 6th investigations demanded by his Justice Department.
I'll fire some of them because some of them were corrupt. I have no doubt about that.
Also overnight, the president taking to Truth Social, announcing he's revoking former President Joe Biden's security clearance, adding Biden could not be trusted with sensitive information.
Now, Trump also said he's ending former President Biden's intel briefings, a courtesy traditionally afforded to former presidents. Mr. Trump saying in his social media post that Biden did the same to him in 2021, at that time pointing to Trump's, quote, erratic behavior. Laura?
Of course, President Biden was not indicted for hoarding classified information. Aaron, just last night, more firings by President Trump. What can you tell us about those?
Well, President Trump fired the head of the National Archives last night, keeping a campaign promise there. And as you sort of referenced, Laura, that agency alerted the Justice Department in 2022 that Trump had potentially mishandled classified documents when he failed to return records that the agency had requested. Now, Trump also said he's dismissing the Board of Trustees at the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, and he's installing himself as chairman of the new board. The Kennedy Center released a statement saying in part that it is made up of a bipartisan board of trustees that has supported the arts in a nonpartisan fashion. Each member is supposed to serve a 6-year term, Laura.
All right, Aaron Gilchrist, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching.
This week, President Trump proposed a U.S. takeover of the Gaza Strip, put tariffs on China while postponing those on Mexico.
Dude, my solution to this could have saved so much heartache. Just like giving Trump 24/7 access to like a TV show, and not allowing him to be anywhere near the reins of power. It's win-win. He is constantly tweeting. Okay, he's funniest when he's doing that, when he's got no power but all motion. It would have been great. He would have loved it. We would have adored it. We would have watched him nonstop. He would have made content. And now, look at us. Look at where we are. Yeah, give him a Broadway show to produce. Give him the arts. Give him all the love and admiration that he desperately desires from from the liberal elite. That's all he wants.
Mexico and Canada, and ban transgender athletes from women's sports.
God bless you, Mr. President.
This is straight out of the playbook from his first term. What his former advisor Steve Bannon calls...
I strongly believe in the flood the zone theory, which is just overwhelm the opposition. You pick all the different verticals you're going to, and you just drop the hammer. It's executive orders, executive action, all of this.
And so away from the press conferences, the real changes from this White House are happening behind the scenes. In particular, the work of Elon Musk, with concerns about his seemingly unfettered power inside the halls of government. Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, was created by executive order on Trump's first day in office, designed to modernize the government as well as cut costs. So far, Musk and his staff have embedded themselves at the Office of Personnel Management, the HR of the federal government, the General Services Administration, which manages government buildings, and USAID, the agency which distributes humanitarian aid. DOGE has also gained access to the databases at the Treasury and Health and Human Services. And President Trump has said that the department...
You have no riz on what happened, bro? What do you mean? No riz with Elon? It's true.
Departments of Education and Defense are next on the list.
Who are you, sir? Do you have business here?
Democratic politicians tried to enter the Department of Education yesterday ahead of any infiltration from the so-called Muscovites, but they were stopped by a security guard. With Democrats in the minority in Congress, it seems the courts are the best opposition. A federal judge has halted attempts to shut down USAID, while another has stopped DOGE from accessing the financial data of Americans in the Treasury Department. That came after Democratic attorneys filed a lawsuit against the White House.
President Trump does not have the power to give our private information.
Can you explain to me how one person stopped 100 elected officials from entering a building? Democrats have an inability to respond to authority in a negative way. If someone presents themselves as a position of authority, regardless of any kind of legal protections whatsoever that actually give them serious regulatory power, Democrats will literally just go, oh, oops, I guess we can't do this. That would be illegal, which it is not. What they're doing is illegal. But in that moment, they can't do anything. They're like, oh, well, there's cops inside. They'll arrest us. No, they won't. And even if they did, what do you think is going to happen? Apparently, those staffers are ignoring the court orders according to the federal employees on the inside. Yeah, the only time Democrats actually don't care about the authority of a court is if it's a court that is prosecuting Israel. Okay? That's it. That's the only time where they'll chirp and say this court has no power. If that court is the ICC or the ICJ.
Information away to whomever he wants. And he does not have the power to cut federal spending that Congress approved, much less to do so by giving the richest man in the world the keys to all Americans' most sensitive information.
The courts move slowly, and while critics say the unelected Musk is bypassing Congress entirely and acting unconstitutionally, it could take months for the wheels of justice to catch up with a fast-moving Musk. Just like with his takeover of Twitter, now X, Musk is unafraid to come in and clean out everything, bar the kitchen sink. And President Trump is happy to let him.
Mr. President, I wonder what you make of the criticism from Democrats that these staff reductions, the cuts that Elon Musk and DOGE are doing are an unlawful power grab. And is there anything you've told Elon Musk he cannot touch?
Well, we haven't discussed that much. I'll tell him to go here, go there. He does it. He's got a very capable group of people.
The big question for Democrats...
He's got the best racists. I love those little racists. They're calling them the Groypers. Very funny group of people. They said, normalize Indian hate. I tell them, I will normalize it.
And those worried whether the Constitution is being broken. It's what happens if even the courts cannot stop Trump and Musk. The vice president has hinted in the past that Trump could simply defy judges' decisions.
Of course, the president has to be able to run the government as he thinks he should. That's the way the Constitution works. It has been thwarted too much by the way our bureaucracy has worked over the past 15 years.
The Constitution also says the president must abide by legitimate Supreme Court rulings, doesn't it?
The Constitution says that the Supreme Court can make rulings, but if the Supreme Court, and look, I hope that they would not do this, but if the Supreme Court said the President of the United States can't fire a general, that would be an illegitimate ruling.
With the president away for the weekend, Washington can take a brief breath before another week of headlines, well aware that the next press conference or signing might just be a distraction from the seismic shifts happening away from the cameras.
I love it. Here, take this to the bank.
I'm Ronna Epting. I'm with Move On. And on behalf of our millions of members that are incredibly upset about Elon messing around with this building back here, I want to thank you for joining us. But I've got some questions. Did Elon Musk win any electoral college votes this last November? Did Elon Musk have the authority to operate a secret government that has access to our Social Security numbers and our Medicaid checks? That's right. No one elected Elon Musk.
Do something. Hello, everybody. We have convened here in the right place, the Treasury Department. We have got to tell Elon Musk, nobody elected your ass. Nobody told you could get all of our private information.
We're here today because an unelected billionaire and his team have been given full and unfettered access to our taxpayer money and our government.
Bullshit! Bullshit!
He's right. We need to provide oversight to Elon Musk and his team. We don't know what they're doing behind these closed doors.
Nothing good!
The people deserve.
There's nothing funnier than someone being like, just dropping into unfollow, just watched Asmongold react to a video of you. Dude, you're an Asmongold fan. Like, I don't even know why you were following me to begin with. Like, what? Okay. Like, I guess you're terrified of being outside of your echo chamber, you know? Oh no, I'm getting unfollowed by a swarm of Asmongold fans. Oh no, what am I supposed to, what will I do? Half the time people also follow because the only restriction they have in terms of talking in this community, talking in this chat, is the 10-minute follow restriction. Yeah. Wait a minute. I didn't know that you were I didn't know that you were pro-Palestinian and also a socialist. This is a bridge too far. I'm unfollowing you.
Transparency.
Every day that we show up in D.C., we show up for you. We know who we work for. We know that we work for the American people. And what we're not going to do is stand around while they pull this bullshit that they trying to pull right now. We are not going to sit around while you go ahead and desecrate our Constitution. Instead, we are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your asses. And we are going to make sure...
Why do you support Islamic fundamentalist groups? I don't, unless you're talking about their actions against the apartheid genocidal state of Israel. If that's what you're saying, then yeah. It's like saying, oh, do you support Easy Company in World War II? That must mean that you love segregationist, homophobic, misogynistic people. That's what America was during World War II. But I have no issues supporting America's actions during World War II. Are you against America in World War II? I'm going to be honest with you. You probably are against America in World War II. Let's be real. Why are you pro-Nazi, chatter? Why are you anti-Allied forces?